Yo, I got something to say, and when I say it, you better listen up. I'm on the phone call right now with my main man, Cyrus, dope rapper. He does a lot of stuff, not just a rapper. He does a lot of things, and we'll get to know him this right now. He's on the way home right now from his job, and I'm super excited to get him on the phone because we've had some dope conversations. I've got to sit in some things that he has to say and things that's really on his heart to say, and so really interested to definitely get this thing off. Cyrus, how you doing today?
Yo, what's up, Frank? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. How you feeling?
And I'm great, man. Just having a good old day. Busy,
That's
but
great.
it's always good. So, Cyrus, I remember. I'm gonna start out like this. I remember sitting at the studio because I did a cipher a couple months back now, and they said you're the DMV Nipsey Hussle.
They do be calling. Nah, go ahead.
They call you the Nipsey Hussle, and I said, wow, that's a big name to actually follow after. But I wanna talk to you on a couple points. But first of all, tell everybody who you are, what you stand for, and the things you might be doing right now.
Man, I'm just an average dude. Nipsey Hussle, man. I hear that though, and I feel that. I respect that. I appreciate that. But at the same time, like that's you know what I'm saying. I can't live up to that. But I'm just, you know what I'm saying. I'm just a young man trying to sit here, learn how to do some things. Like you said, I'm on my way back from work. I'm sitting here still on my everyday grind, just all the trying to get it out here, trying to understand life and then pass that on to others, man. And like I said, through art form, I've been learning from all this, and I still taking it one day at a time, just appreciating life. So that's all it really is.
Man, man. Cool. And so right now, you said, what are you doing right now? What are you working on right now?
Shoot, I work IT right now. I work downtown in DC, working for the World Bank. Been there for about like 2 years doing that full time, and then outside of this, I got a residency, really like an internship at a professional studio out Temple Hill. So most of my days, that's all I really be at. If it ain't at my full time job, then I be there, and that's a whole full time in itself. So like I said, I be digging them out. That's all it is.
So, ever since I met you the first time, one of the things I feel like you lead with your soul, and you really put your heart and soul into what you do. And I appreciate that because not everybody stands for something, and not everybody leads their soul. But I want to talk to you on that point. Like, you are an artist, and I say artist because I've seen you do poetry, and I've seen you do rap. Are those the things? Are those the things that you kind of work on, or poetry and rap?
I mean, like for me, I mean that's definitely the space I'm at right now with it, and I appreciate that moving with your soul because that really just kind of gets it all how I got there. Because I've always loved rap music, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, like it's something I really just discovered for myself, and it's just putting words together through conversations how we may be having right now. I mean, man, people who know me know I talk a lot. That's why they talking Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? That's how they saying all that because I talk a lot and I take a lot from those around me, and that's just the thing. So I found a way with words and how to put them together, and just putting that rhythm, like I said, that God-given talent. And I feel like this is the space I'm at right now. So I'm looking to explore that, see what I have in store for.
Okay. I remember having a conversation with you. Are you a vegan? Are you a vegetarian or something like that? 'Cause I thought one time you were actually trying that for a second.
I did try, man. I like experimenting in life and just challenging myself. You know what I'm saying? It's not something. Ain't nobody forcing me to go vegan. But I mean, I tried it for a couple weeks. I'm not gonna hold you. It was only about a couple week little trial, but I mean, I tried a lot of different things like that just to see, just to understand. So like, it's one thing to read something out of a book, and it's another thing to go through it. And out this life, we had this time, so it's just like go through them things. But I don't know if it was around that time, but it's just something I was going through for real, for us to say. Now I still be eating, but I had some lamb earlier today. had some lamb, a little gyro today. So I definitely ain't no vegan. That's for damn sure.
No, that's right. I tried it.
Yeah.
I tried it. I did. I really did. I tried it for a while. It didn't last long. But I will say this, like, I learned a lot about the body, and honestly, I want to have to go back
Yeah.
to it because I want my body to be healthy. And so I'm a big boy, you know that. But I really I gotta check this weight, man. I gotta be healthy for my family, you know what I'm saying, and my kids. And
Oh man, for your life, man. Like I
yeah,
said, this is our longevity. We don't know how long we here, but at the same time, we have this. It's our temple. We got to make sure we do what's best with it. You know, like bringing up the vegan, it was an experiment with me and my brother. Um, I know I haven't really spoke to you too much about my brother, but it's just like, me and my brother did it a couple of years ago, and like I said, it was something we tried it, and moving on from there, I realized it's plant-based. Plant-based is definitely the way to go. Plant-based, you know what I'm saying? Like, you realize that meat is really just, look at it as a delicacy. Because that's what it really is, you know? It's a delicacy. And then after that, I mean, every animal you eating plants, you know what I'm saying? So somewhere down the line, somewhere eating plants, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's all just a cycle, but it's like, we just got to have balance, and that's everywhere in life. So, yeah,
that's true. That's true. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. They had that whole big deal, big list, 50 top rappers and of all time, and I thought it was a very interesting thing because I believe certain people were on the list and shouldn't be on the list. In some places, the people were put in places, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? But did you see the list? First of all, did you see the list?
I saw a lot of lists. I saw the DMV list. I saw the producers list. I saw the rappers, the R&B. I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of lists. I don't. Yeah.
I didn't see the R&B one. You saw R&B one. I didn't see R&B one. I want to see that one.
I saw I think it was like a personal made. Like somebody on my line like made like a personal, which was pretty dope. They had man, yeah. The R&B was actually dope. I see if I gotta pull that up. I gotta see if I can pull that up and get that tweet. But yeah, that R&B. Like I said, there was a whole bunch of lists, man. You know, everybody had their list.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
All right.
I don't really see it to a thing. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just say this. I'm not saying give me your top two. Give me top 5 artists that you and I'm saying artists and not just rap, but your top artists. Who do you listen to? Who are your influencers? And that sort. That sort. What is it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, ain't nobody hold me to this. But at the same time, like I always said it like this, and I told some people that I told a couple of people that like but I'll say like my pillars of musical influence. You know what I'm saying? Like the 3 pillars is just it's starting with number 1, growing up, Bob Marley. From both my parents, their background, Bob Marley definitely the number 1, and not for a lot, and it's crazy because not for a lot of the things that people would sit here assume about him. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff they see from the culture, but it's just like the wisdom that he actually spoke, and then at the same time, just the purity. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said, moving with your soul, and that's number 1. Looking all the way up to Bob Marley, and then I'll say number 2 from that is Lauren Hill. You know, I know she ain't really had the lengthiest of catalogs, but at the same time, and that's what she'll get a lot of flack for, but at the end of the day, like the wisdom she spoke, you know what I'm saying, not just through her music, but just in general, you know what I'm saying, and the way she put it together, the artistry is amazing, and that's definitely number 2. And then bringing it to current day, I'll say J. Cole, from beginning to current day, so we are, August 19th, 2019, crazy. But yeah, man, just watching him since like I think I've been following him since like 2010. Actually, it's crazy because I heard a lot of the stuff from Friday Night Lights, and then didn't really know it was J. Cole, or like I didn't know about J. Cole. Then it's like I heard the album, his first album come out, Sideline Story, and I was like, I fell in love at that point. I was like, man, this is one of my favorite rappers. He was spitting real. And then I went back and looked at all his stuff from like the come up to the therapist, and that was me and my brothers like that. Yeah, like me and my brother, we connected on that, and we always was just talking about it because he could relate in so many different ways. It's just like he really spoke that life into me. So I leave it at those three, and then some like honorable mentions that I've really been following through the years, like Lil Wayne definitely done curated a lot of influence in my life. Lil Wayne growing up, the Wale, the Big Crit, you know, even like the Commons, Jay-Z. Oh, and I can't forget the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? The GOAT, Kanye. You know, I know through all the stuff, but all the drama and things that he's got his name associated with nowadays, but at the end of the day, for a lot of things, Kanye is always up there. He always gonna be in the boat. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't give him a pass, but you know every man got a flaw. I love those.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah. Respect. So man, I kind of honestly, I agree with everyone you just said. The Kanye one, man, it's a big deal. I think a lot of people really kind of are in their feelings, but you go back and listen to it, man. He made some classic stuff. Still does, you know, whether he speaks his mind and says, you know, one of the things I'll say this about Kanye, about everything, is I think it's okay to have your own opinion or stand for something and still be able to mess with a person. Like, you know, really, you know, I still mess with you. I don't agree with you, but I still mess with you. And so a lot of times in our society, in our culture, we can't, you know, someone can have a mindset of saying, I like this, or, you know what I'm saying, or I like that, I like this, but I don't like that.
Exactly. I feel you entirely, and I'm going to say it like this. Look, like, I hope I don't tear down my whole career with this one, but, like, even there was a post I said when Trump first got into office, I was like, man, I'm grateful for Trump being elected in the office. Man, people started spazzing out. What you say? What? Nah, man. How you gonna say? And I'm just looking at it like, man, I don't really care about politics. I'll pay attention where I need to, you know what I'm saying, in the focus area. But at the same time, I told you, I don't get tied up into things like that. But looking at it, even just the word and how they take apart, but it's just like the political split and division that we find ourselves in the world nowadays, and we keep moving towards more division. And it's just like, I was grateful, really, because, you know what I'm saying, you got to find the light in everything. And one of the things I realized that I was telling people, I was like, well, the people that gave me a chance, you know, because some people will just cut you off right there. And it's just like, for me, I look at it like, nah, but he really exposed a lot of hate and evil that we have underlined within ourselves. And it's just like, ain't no one man could ever, like, I don't care what position you are, the president, ain't no man would have that hold on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I believe with strength and power, you know what I'm saying, moving through your life, that no man can really have that control over you, that you should get that riled up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ruffling up the feathers that way. And the fact that it's the political split and division is the fact that, oh, you do one thing wrong, your whole entire life go out the window. It's like it don't matter what you did. You know, they trying R. Kelly, Kanye West, and I'm looking at it like, man, R. Kelly ain't even did, like, as bad as R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, all that whole situation, but I'm just looking at it like them kind of things that we keep doing to these people, it's not right. You can't do that, not to these celebrities. I don't know them. I don't know those people. I could care less. But at the same time, we do it to each other every day, and that's feeding into that celebrity stuff. Then it's just like we start looking at that, and the famous people, we're going to get into those habits of how we start thinking, and that's why I really believe, like, you can't get into all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to hurt us, how we look at each other as brothers and sisters out here, and that's the thing that hurts us the most. It's like, yo, you getting split, because now you formed your opinion, you backed into a whole defensiveness as opposed to sitting here moving forward for a solution and progression, because now you don't know how to deal with your problems. You got so riled up, you know what I'm saying, so much angst, and it's just like, you got to learn to work around all that stuff. So especially a man I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Kanye, like I said, he a man I look up to growing up. I ain't never going to have no bad feelings for him. Speaking real with you. Yeah. I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel. But
I see. So with that, well, because you just said some good stuff right there, especially with you being, we always talk, like I said, you leave with your soul. So what's important to you? Tell us what's important to you.
What's important to me? What's important to me is like, and it's funny, I get a lot of flack for just being corny and all those things. And I know, like, that's just what comes along with it, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's not the flashy lifestyle, but it's just the simple things, man. Just being honest, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, honest. Because when you honest with, you got to be honest with yourself, you know what I'm saying? I look at people with they self-awareness, like, that's the number one thing. If you could really be true to yourself, true to yourself, so that way you could express that to people, because that's the number one thing. No matter where you go in life, you're always going to be with yourself. So how you react to things and how, you know what I'm saying, the input and output in this life. And that's the thing, it's just like, you got to understand, you got to keep that pure. And then also, you got to be honest with yourself where you can hold yourself accountable. I know there's many times where if I hold myself to another man's standards, I'm going to be wrong. The number one thing I tell people all the time, the only expectations I live up to is the standards of my own. Because I can't live on nobody's ground. But I know as long as I continue to elevate my ground, and that's where you get that spirit rising, and that's where you really start feeling like, okay, yeah, when you start feeling like weary and comfortable, and now you feel that boredom that makes you want to go out. The same energy that's going to sit here makes you want to go out and party and do these extreme things that people doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like licking ice cream for top. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the craziest things that people would do out here.
Mm-hmm.
That same, like, energy and, like, the attention, and, like, that drive will be there towards bettering yourself. It'll be towards bettering yourself. And I know it's a lot easier said than done. Trust me, I know, because I'm working towards that. But at the same time, it's just something, you know what I'm saying? That's the challenge. You can keep yourself consistent, but is always competing with yourself. And like I said, a lot of people trying to get on that, I see nowadays, but a lot of people not. And it's just like that, again, that's going back to that vision. It's going back to that split. So it's like, man, we got to look away from all that stuff. And we really got to just keep track of ourselves and what's important around us. I'm not, again, when you say Nipsey, not to say I'm not looking at Nipsey, but at the same time, man, people dying every day. And that's just real. People dying every day. And it was a great man. So it's something I could look to, an example out his life. And it's something that could be an inspiration. But an inspiration not to do what he did. Because every man doesn't live up to other man's deeds. You live up to your own deeds. And that's the thing. It's just do right by yourself. And that's the kind of thing where I'm coming at with it all. Like, you really got to just stand for yourself out here. But learn from other people. Like we all got family, whether you know them or not, you connected with them or not. Okay, fine, but you got people around you. There's people around you, and if it's not, there's so many things in this world that people will overlook just because they're searching for something. You start searching for something and just start looking at something that's always with you, that's always present, and that's kind of like how you start really discovering and learning. You know what I'm saying, about the essence of life within yourself, and that's the kind of thing I'm really feeling on. Like, you really got to start learning, and you got to start tapping into it. But like I said, I mean, it's written in many books and things. I'm not gonna get too deep into religion, nothing that I don't really like getting into those things too. Just start talking for days, but it's just those things, like, like. It's just you accept people for what they are, and you learn to move around that. I see how it is in the world. I see the world we living in. And I tell people most of all, it's also just like, as a young man, you know what I'm saying? I'm young, but I ain't young no more like I was. So we all getting older. And I tell people, it's just like, okay, don't look at it as a young man thing. Don't look at it as a black-white thing. Don't look at it as a split thing. It's just the time we living in. You know what I'm saying? And this time is no different from any other time. It's just the fact that this is what we made ourselves. And this is the bed we made, and now we laying in it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. And it's going to take time to get any change. Forward, backwards, up, down. I don't know. However you want to look at it. Whatever goes. You know what I'm saying? Perception of it all is. That we just got to stand for that. So, yeah.
See. So, I want to know what you're working on. What's the future plans? And what can we hold on to? Yeah.
What you mean in terms of what?
Well, just anything. Like, what are you working on? Tell us what you're working
Man, like I said, I'm working on my show, but not to just give you
I got you.
general answers. But nah, I mean, real live though. I mean, for real. I'm not sure if I told you. I know we're gonna short on time, but like, like I said, I ain't talking about my brother a lot, but I just lost my brother like a little over a year ago. That's something that's still every day is on my heart. So like I said, that's the number one thing. Every morning I wake up, I look up, I'm just like, man, like it's some real life things. Like I said, the real life stuff where it's like, yeah, I could kind of feed into these things, but it's like that's the stuff that really sits on my heart. That's why I move with the way I do. I move with that. You know what I'm saying? Led by faith is what I say. You know what I'm saying? Lead with my soul. So people can feel that passion in everything I do. You know, a passion isn't something you do, it's how you do it. You know, and that's just the thing I feel like I'm not trying to I'm working on a lot of things for myself, and then like I said, through art form right now I find myself as a rapper, and I'm trying to learn how to be in this space to really express myself and express my thoughts. So like I said, I really look, I'm say it later, but I'll take the time out now, man. I appreciate you reaching out and doing this interview for real. Like that kind of stuff. It's just like, man, these conversations just for it to be heard by many people. I don't know who it's supposed to be heard by. And I even felt like I didn't want to do rap or anything like that. I didn't want no fame in my life. For the longest, I was battling with those kinds of things. But right now, I'm in it. I'm in it, and I kind of just realized that, like, that's how you are. You put yourself in a vulnerable situation, and that, like, but at the same time, we're vulnerable walking through the world every single day. So it's just like, you put yourself out there, and you be open in your truth, you know what I'm saying? And then that's how you know you're going to be the most secure. And that's the number one thing I'm really learning. It's just to keep consistency in myself and consistency. Because, like, there's times I sit here wavering, and I really feel like I just came out of this slump. And you know what I'm saying? I be going up and down through a lot of things. I'm seeing a lot of things. Since I done moved out to D.C., I know we ain't really had time to touch on a lot of those things, but, man, coming from where I'm from in Virginia, the things I've seen, and then moving out that way, like more the Nova area. I grew up in Alexandria. Highway for all my folk out there. We refer to it as a highway. But it's like, man, coming from Virginia, going out to like Herndon and Chantilly area for like the last 8 years of my life, and then now the last year and a half I've been here in D.C. It's a completely different climate change. Like, just speaking real about it, but I see a lot of different things, and I'm trying to really see that no matter the perspective no matter my environment, I say it like that. No matter my environment, I'll be unwavering, and I'll stay standard tall, and I'll stay standard true. You know what I mean? That's what makes it like I think of it as like a statue, and that's kind of what goes into the name. Why I see it. I know I haven't really been out there right now, so you'll see it the more as I develop as an artist, and you'll see my name going by Elmo Cyrus. It's standing in love and memory of, and I know a lot of people say that for when people pass away, and it's not to put any kind of negative energy out there, but at the same time I look at it like, we gotta love people for what it is today, and each moment is passing. So as I give you the art, I can only give you what I've seen and what I've learned and what I've went through, and I can give you that emotion and that passion that's driven me to be where I'm at today that you just seen my yesterday. You know, so everything that you see now, even now we post on social media, everything, I take it all into account. And I take that all just as serious as when I'm writing the ball. It's all in love and memory of, you know, and that's all it is. And how you react to that, I learn from those things, and I see that. Of course, I don't really look too deep into that even in itself, but it's just something that, it's like that's what it is. Like I said, comparing it to a statue. The statue stands tall, and why is it such a great thing? Because it stands tall, representing the legacy, representing the something that somebody left behind that they thought they needed to make this statue. So for me, I'm just trying to stand like this statue, just being solid in who I am wherever I may go. And the environment I am, I want to sit here and just always work to be proactive, understanding and being self-aware of where I'm at. So I understand the ground I stand on. So no matter where I go, everything around me is actually being reacted to the energy I'm giving off. And that's where, like, I understand that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, like, energy and all those things is real. And the energy that I'm giving off, people going to react to that before they even know it, before I even know it. But I see it, and I learn from it as it goes by, as time goes by. And the thing is, taking everything outside of perception, out of our own perception, time only moves at one speed. And we'll learn from it if we continue to be consistent with ourselves, and you'll learn as it starts to fade slower, faster. It's just like you really gotta understand those things. And like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot to learn. But I don't really read a lot of books. I read a lot of books. But I'm saying I don't really read a lot into those things. I'm not really searching for these, you know what I'm saying, topics that I'm talking about. But it's really just, I'm looking at it through life, and I'm talking to a lot of people, and I'm learning from my experiences, and I learn from the things that come to my face. So, like I said, that's really what I'm working on. How I could express that in the art form through my words. And I told you where I'm working at. Now I'm working out studio place. Man, shout out to them because they just been a blessing for me. It's a whole artist repertoire where all artists can come to light. And they could all come together. And it's just like, that's been something that's really inspired true growth to me. From, they got recording artists, they got tattoo artists now, they got radio personalities, they got graphic artists, they got it all. They got photographers, they got dancers in there, man, everything. Just being in an environment like that, just an artistic environment, yeah, it definitely did something great for me in my life. So I said, I'm looking to build on that and put an EP together with them. Now I'm working on the music and see how we can push that out and see how that fits with the world. Because I know a lot of people sitting with my music. But I'm going to see what it's like when I can actually put a project together for people to listen to and sit on. Not just hear me when I'm rapping it in the streets, but on the bus saying, hey, man, you listen to music? I tell you, man, I see people with headphones on, and I'll just go up to them. I'll just be like, hey, man, you listen to music? What song you listen to? So I got something for that. And that's how I start writing. I just start showing people and seeing what they react to. And I really started just going off of that. You know? It's crazy. Yeah. Hello? Hey, yo, Frank.
I'm sorry, my bad. I said, thank you so much for coming to the show. I really appreciate it. Nothing but
you good. I want to make sure we ain't cut. Yeah.
No, you didn't cut. You didn't cut at all.
Right.
But thank you so much for coming to the show. Nothing but a blessing that you came to here and to my show. The show is called I Got Something to Say for a reason, because there's a lot of people out here who have something to say and have something to offer to other people's lives, and you're one of them. I love who you are and everything you do, my dude. I always tell everybody, no one told you, I want to tell you I love you, man. I appreciate you and everything you do. Before we get off the line, make sure you tell everybody your social media real quick if you don't mind, so that way we can, so people can find you and see what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I switched up my social media recently, but you can find me on Instagram. That's probably where I'm most active these days. Still Mo Cyrus, as I said again earlier in the interview. That's ILMO. That's an acronym for In Love and Memory of. If you didn't hear that, that's ILMO, Cyrus, CYRUS. You know, Old Town Road on top of the truck. You better know how to spell Cyrus. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, man.
That's it right there. And you can find me on Snapchat too. I'll get that out. Cyrus, CYRUS, H is in hot, and then 26. You can find me on Snap. I'll probably be active on those two most than anything. Yeah. Thank you, Frank. I really appreciate your time, man. And dog, I already told you the respect I have for you since the day I met you. And like I said, love what you're doing. Love you, dog, for your energy and that you keep. You done told me a couple things about the show, but I'm still waiting to hear all said it many times, you know, we definitely got
Yo, you got the juice now, man.
It's the new kid on the block, I came from Richmond. You probably hear my accent when I talk. I'ma make my mark like chalk, spread it all on the sidewalk. You niggas behind me, I shouldn't hear no side talk.
Hey, it's TJ, it's the new kid on the block.
What it do?
What's good with you?
I'm in this dude till the sun hit the roof. My mama let me drive the Lexus, I got in and dropped the roof. None of them juice dumping in the speakers on my way to school, feeling cool, untouchable.
Hey, it's the new kid on the block.
Let me show you what they do with the mic. If niggas not hating on you, then you ain't doing it right. My hand keep cramping up, cause all I do is just write. It's like 11:13 at night and my vision's too bright. Looking at it, for the music I am an addict. Every time I press play, all I feel is static. All these rappers erratic, and I'm diplomatic. Rap fanatic, I'm not stopping till I have it. Meet the new kid on the block. It's the new kid on the block. So I'm the new kid on the block. What's up, new kid on the block? Meet the new kid on the block. It's the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid on the block. What's up, new kid on the block? Meet the new kid on the block. It's the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid on the block. What's up, new kid on the block? Meet the new kid on the block. It's the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid on your block. It's the new kid on the block. On your pockets. I ain't got your pockets. You need some agua. I keep coming again just like a soccer. I'm lava. Beating the beat like a pinata. You niggas looking, I'm your father. You better come proper. Bro, what I tell you, bro, stop making all this noise, bro. I'm trying to go to sleep. It's the new kid's brother. All this noise y'all making, I can't get no slumber. Got me out here with no pants on and rock hard number. Y'all got 5 seconds, or it's about to sound like thunder. Hey, bro, chill out. It ain't that deep. I was spitting for them, they was trying to see who I beat. Well, tell them be quiet, because I'm trying to catch me some Z's. Hey, y'all be quiet, my brother in there trying to go to sleep. Was it nice to meet? New kid on the block, it's the new kid on the block. So I'm the new kid on the block. What's up, new kid on the block? Meet the new kid on the block, it's the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid on the block. What's up, new kid on the block? Meet the new kid on the block, it's the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid on the block. What's up, new kid on the block? Meet the new kid on the block, it's the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid on your block, it's the new kid on the block. On your pockets, I ain't got your pockets. Got shit, bro. Bro, watch me, boy, touch me, bro. Hey, let them know. Oh, you the new kid, huh? Shit, what you got on my 40 on me?
Thanks for joining another show of I Got Something to Say. It's your boy Frankly. I holla. Peace.